Car.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Ah, god damn. I mean, I've woken up on a few beaches, face down in my time, but that guy could drink. I hope you guys have had a beautiful weekend. Welcome back to Sketch Gaming. I'm Sketch. Now, before we get into today's video, if you are new to the channel, I'm just about to say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're new to my thing, don't forget to ring my goddamn ding. Okay, so today we're going to be going over some basic tips and tricks in the wonderful world of Dayz. If you are new to the game or just checking it out, then I highly recommend this video. It has all the basic and nitty-gritty details that can help you survive your first few days in this unforgiving world, and I say that with ease, especially to all you new players out there. Now, this is actually one of my favourite survival games out there. It does have a lot of problems, like especially on the consoles, but I've been following this game on the PC for a few years, and it's still one of the best multiplayer / survival games to this date. So I just love how in-depth this game can go and all the fun you can have, like raiding different people, or making a ton of new friends, or making people that you actually dislike. So let me know if there's any tips or any helpful comments down below that I could do, or if there's any tips that made it helpful down below, or even if you're feeling saucy, don't forget to leave a like. Okay guys, so before we get into anything, I just want to say as well, the loot economy for the official servers in Dayz PS4 are actually kind of broken. The loot system is just non-existent. You find guns more than you find food on this game. Honestly, it is broken. So my first tip would say, make sure you join community servers. They're a lot more fun. The loot is 50 times more spawning. You can spawn more loot on the zombies. It's just so much better. So make sure you go on the PSN communities or even online and just figure out what community server you like best for either map, for this map or the new DLC map. It's so much better, guys. I can't stress that enough. Just make sure you find the community servers because the loot on the officials are broken. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still have a lot of fun on the official servers, but it's just that it's just so much harder and so more harsh than it was before since the update. So the new update should be coming soon, so just stay tuned, and I guess we'll get into the basics. Right, so to start off, you have your water, your food, your temperature, your blood, and your health at the bottom right of the screen. And then on your left, you have your stamina. You have what your person says if you're prone or if you're crouching, obviously in every normal game. And you've got at the left, you have your soundbar. Now, the soundbar goes up if I run or if I crouch or if I press in-game for speaking. The sound will go up because I'm actually talking and making more noises so the zombies can hear me and in-game players can hear me too. So be aware of that. You create a lot of sound in this game. So wearing shoes, not wearing shoes can change that, or certain clothing can change your stealth. But okay, right, let's go to your inventory. When you start off with, you got your vicinity with L1 L1 vicinity, hands, and your equipment. Now you start off with rags, glow sticks, and you start off with apples. Now it actually does spawn you always towards the coast or at the edge of the coast, so you're going to be wanting to run inland towards the middle of the map. And the more you go in towards the middle of the map, the more loot is going to be there, but there's going to be a lot higher risk of players. So make sure you get off the coast and you start looting up, because you don't want to be around here, because a lot of people are around in this area. You want to get into the map and start looting up. Okay, so rags are actually so useful. You can make rags with clothing or anything you can find around the map. You can cut with a knife, and you can make rags with different clothing items. Now, rags are important because they can actually stop you from bleeding out. And all the, if you get attacked by zombies or anything like that, or even players, yeah, rags are so important. Make sure you've always got rags on your person. And you've obviously got the glow stick, which is obviously for the night time, where it's kind of okay, but I never really use it that much. But obviously, if you're in a situation where you've just spawned in and it's kind of getting dark, the glow sticks is pretty good to have. Now, you always spawn with fruit, or like you could spawn in with fruit, like apples, pears, berries, banana. No, I don't think bananas. But yeah, you always spawn with a little bit of fruit just to get you going. Now, my advice is that when you start, when you spawn into the map, don't sprint like this. Just take a brisk walk, because the more you sprint, as you can see, my food is going down and my water at like three. See, look, it's just hunt yellow. So I wouldn't sprint. I would just take a brisk jog. So you're not using up a lot of calorie intake or anything like that. You're just chilling basically, because only sprint when you need to sprint, because you don't want to be using up a lot of your food and water and your stamina and stuff if you get into a situation too early on in the game. So I would just go ahead and just take a nice jog around the start of the map and just jog your way into the center. So as I could just see, this door is open. There's going to be no loot for hours. Honestly, this loot is broken, so make sure you go ahead and go back to my first point about going to community servers, because that is key. Now, Going back to food, you can actually find canned food in like canned tuna, canned food, canned sardines. Now you are actually going to need to use a knife to get these cans open, or sharp objects, and that can be hard because, as I said, the loot is very scarce. So kitchen knives and hunting knives can easily be found in military bases or just like military outposts, or even on the kitchen sides of these houses. So make sure you have some sharp objects straight off the bat, because when you start finding that canned food and stuff, it's going to be very hard to get into if you're going to get hungry a lot more than going into the middle of the map and, you know, using up your stamina. So make sure you have a knife to get into that goddamn canned food, because your boy's going to be getting hungry. Okay, so drinking. There's actually a lot of drinking fountains scattered around the map. So the drinking fountains are actually so useful. I mean, again, going back to the tip about knowing the map and knowing where you are, or knowing where the fountains are in certain villages and cities, it is so helpful because you can actually find bottles of plastic water or canteens around the map, but make sure when you get those plastic bottles or water bottles, you actually empty them first. So you can fill them up with water and then empty them, because they could be contaminated or they could have dirty water inside. So to do that, you basically just hold the bottle in your hand, you look down, and it will come up at the bottom left of the screen to say empty drink onto the floor. And then obviously when you're at the fountains, you can fill up the bottles of the drink at the fountains, or you can even use your hands to drink. So you don't need bottles of water to drink at the fountains. You can actually just use your hands, but it is kind of crucial to find bottles of water in canteens around, because it's so great to have bottles of water on your person. So if you're in a situation where you're going to be like maybe in some fights, maybe trying to escape and you're in the middle of nowhere, it's always good to have food and water on your person. So yeah, that is fountains. Make sure you know where the fountain locations are. They are always scattered around some villages. There may be a couple in this village right here. I'm not too sure, because I don't think I've actually spawned here before. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of fountains scattered around, so that's another nice tip right there. Now, we're going to move on to clothing. Now, you actually have some shoes, you spawning with shoes. And obviously, as you can see, athletic shoes, it says badly damaged. Now, you can actually repair shoes with sewing kits and like leather repair kits. Now, that is a must, because if your shoes are badly damaged like mine and I keep running, sometimes it could cut my feet, and then the blood meter at the bottom right of the screen can start bleeding out. And if you don't have any rags, you're definitely going to have a slow, long death in the Dayz apocalypse, honestly. So make sure you're always repairing your shoes if you do find a sewing kit or a leather repair damage kit or anything like that. But like I said, it is a lot more fun going playing with friends, because you've got more chance of survival, definitely around other players too. And there's a zombie over there. I'll tell you what we could do. Let's get straight into the combat straight after that. So we've covered a lot of the shoes. I mean, actually, going back to the clothing, a lot of the clothing you do in this game does actually affect the gameplay. Like if you put a mask or a motorbike helmet on, or a balaclava, it can mask your in-game voice. And obviously wearing coats and warmer clothing obviously puts your temperature a lot, keeps your temperature up. And obviously if it's raining and you're wearing a raincoat, obviously you don't get too wet or too damaged, so you're not going to get sick as much. And talking about sick, there is actually a lot of places in this game to actually swim off the coast to different islands, but do not do that, because you're going to get sick straight away. So if you swim a lot in this game, you're going to get cold, you're going to get sick, and then you're going to need some multivitamins or some tablets that you can easily find when you go into the more inland off the coast. But you don't want to be sick, because obviously it slows you down, your food and hunger goes down, it gives your position away, and it's just an annoying situation to try and get through. So yeah, try not to swim as much as soon as you get into this game, because you're not going to want to get sick. But going back to clothing again, you can actually obviously get coats, gloves, backpacks, you can get holsters for your pistols, etc. Obviously you can you need belts for your holsters, and obviously you need metal plating for different bags to put on your military bag. There's honestly, this game goes very deep, and if you want me to do another video explaining more items about appearance, stuff like that, and how they can help you in this game, let me know down in the comments below. There's nothing there. No, dude, friendly, I got nothing, dude. I got nothing. Dude, there's no point in killing me, dude, I got nothing. Okay, you're great, mate. I'm trying to make a YouTube video here, dude. Do you want to be in my YouTube video? What is this bollocks? Okay, guys, obviously this is a clear example of people in this game that are just so annoying. You can see I've got no loot, you can see I'm a fresh spawn, but yet he kills me. Honestly, it's so annoying. Okay, guys, so we're actually going to go over the basics of the buttons. Now, we've got kind of the inventory down, but you have, obviously, holding L2 and pressing R2 has some, is for the advantage of obviously fighting, that's the combat. And if you double tap square, you can actually chuck stuff with R2. So you double tap square with an item on your person and then press R2, you can actually throw items. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but if you double tap L1 on the PS4 controller, you can actually zoom in. So when you double click L3, the right analog stick on the controller, on the PS4 controller, you can actually go in first person, and then you can actually double tap L1 and you can zoom. It's so helpful, guys. The zoom button is so helpful, because if you see players fighting and stuff and you can't really see them reading properly. Zooming in is very helpful for just observing, or maybe just doing a scout of the area and see what's going on. Now, obviously, first-person mode is brilliant, but if you have a gun, you actually have to click the right analog stick down again to aim down the sight. But this is pretty decent, and you can obviously peek around corners by pressing L1 and R1, obviously holding L2. And if we go back out, that's what it looks like. You can peek with L2 and R2, which is it's pretty decent, looking around corners with guns. And you can actually dodge too. So if you're in a fight, dodging is okay, but I never really use it because it does take up stamina, and I'd rather be dealing damage and trying to get those hits in rather than trying to avoid the hits. Maybe if you're getting shot at, it's kind of cool, but yeah, if you've got people in this game shooting at you, honestly, the dodging is not going to help you out. Now, obviously, you can actually lay prone, which is awesome, because there is a lot of players on the map. It is good to be a little bit incognito, you know, trying to get around the players into long grass, or if you're trying to sort out in a party chat or anything like that. It's so much better to just lay down and just stand and just, you know, clearly let players see you. So let's get into mic interaction or interaction with other players. Enemy players, strangers, people you don't know. This is going to be definitely a guide to how to survive and how to come across people and basically survive interactions. So if you press down on the bottom right, down on the D-pad, you've got your microphone that shows up, and obviously I'm talking in game. You can double tap it to mute it or hold it down so you don't have to keep tapping it. Or you've got your regard, so you've got comms, which is point to self, watching, stop, listening, obviously come, all that stuff where he emotes. You've obviously got your taunts where you could ask people to, you know, gently get fucked. And you've got elbow taunt, die, think, and facepalm, all that good stuff. And you've got miscellaneous, where it's basically sit down. You can actually commit suicide if you have a sharp object or a gun. You can sit down, you can wave, you can lie down, you can actually dance, which is pretty cool, and especially fun when you're with your friends. And regard, so you can salute and say hello. Now, the hello is actually the most used one that I do. So if you come across a couple of enemy players or maybe a team of people, you could just raise your hand in the air like that just to let them know you're friendly. But sometimes that isn't enough, and they're going to want you to speak. And sometimes if they ask you to speak and you haven't got a mic, that can be a dire situation, because if they're asking you to speak and you're being sketchy and you haven't got your hand up or you're just standing there, they're definitely going to take you out and just shoot you, because they don't want to be messing with a guy that's not speaking or saying that they're friendly. So definitely have a mic. I can't stress that enough too. Having a mic in this game is so helpful. I mean, it doesn't have to be a good mic. It can be just a standard, you know, £5 mic or $10 mic, anything. But yeah, having a mic in this game definitely helps a lot with interacting with players and lone wolves that you come across that have a lot of gear and weapons that you can't defend yourself. And if you just stand there with your hand raised in the air and you can't say much, yeah, you're definitely probably gonna die. Now, talking about other players, you definitely need to be alert on this map, because anyone can snipe you across from like 300 to 400 yards. I mean, your actions are in play a lot, because if you're being sketchy in that, people are definitely going to be kind of sus and kind of look at you as the enemy. Teaming with people is amazing, or your friends. I mean, like I said in the beginning of the video, teaming with people on this game is a lot better. If you team with people, or even if you find a friend, I mean, the one thing I love about this game is when you come across a stranger, there's kind of like a Mexican standoff situation, and then you become their friend 6 months later, you've built a huge base and you raided people. It is just beautiful. That's the one thing I love about this game, is just interacting with people and all the strangers. So yeah, playing with friends is definitely a lot better, and obviously if they're veterans of this game and they know a lot more tips that can help you out when you're new to the game, it is a lot more easier to get to know this game and get to use it. So I would say play with people straight off the bat. It's so much more fun. But if you're not a people person, you want to be a lone survivor, that's cool too, but just make sure and be very wary of other survivors, because yeah, the loot obviously on the official servers are pretty broken, so they're not going to be too kind. They definitely want to take your food and take all your weapons or armor that you are actually wearing. So yeah, just watch out for the goddamn lone survivors, or even the teams if they come across you. Always raise your hand and just make sure you have got a goddamn mic. So make sure you go inland though, because if you stay on the coast, there's going to be a lot of fresh spawns, or maybe sometimes some of the veterans may be coming by just to get some easy kills, to get up their kills. So you want to make sure you go inland and follow the train tracks, maybe follow the roads. And by the way, if you have got the app called I Survive with a Z, I Survive, it's in the App Store and on the Play Store for Android and obviously iPhone. It is a map of the actual two maps, Livonia map, I think it's called. I can't remember the name. And obviously, this map we're currently on now. Now, all you need to do is look for the road signs and stuff like that. Obviously, we don't have anyone around here. Let's go closer to towards in the actual city. See these signs right here? All you got to do is type that into the app, and it will tell me where I am on the map. And obviously, I'll know. But yeah, it's just so helpful with the signs. Honestly, guys, so helpful. Oh, and just so we're here, you can actually find quite a lot of good items in the cars. Although they may look battered in like unused like this, just go ahead and pop the hoods and see if you can get anything in the boot or in the car doors. Let's see if we can find something right now. Let's go in this car door, see something on the seat. No, there's nothing on the seats there. Nothing. Oh wait, I see something on the seat there. Is that something? Yep, there we go. We got a heat pack. See, look in the cars doors with heat. And you can get screwdrivers, hammers, axes, batteries, anything useful in the Dayz apocalypse that you'll need to survive. And it was just as simple as that. Now I got a nice heat pad. Around some of these towns, you can actually find water fountains. Now you got to watch out because sometimes they can be infected, or if you have blood on your hands for fighting zombies or cutting bushes or anything like that, you have to wash your hands off immediately, because if you keep blood on your hands, you'll get infected, and you do not want to be infected. Honestly, it is so annoying. You always cough, it slows you down, it gives your position away to enemies if they can hear you coughing. It is very bad, so make sure you don't get infected. Make sure you keep yourself washed and you keep all your shoes clean and all, and they're not damaged, so you're not cutting your feet, bleeding out, getting infections. But yeah, that is definitely a big tip right there. Make sure you're always washing your hands. You can definitely check where you go in first person, just check your hands, see the colour of them. But you can mainly see it in third person enough. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That was about as much tips as we are doing for today in today's video. I mean, obviously it's a lot to cram into one video, and this is going to be a long one, so let me know if I got all the basics tips down, and let me know if that helped you out, because I know how stressful Dayz can be for new players. And definitely, bringing back to my last point, make sure you know the map, make sure you know where you're going, make sure you know what server you're on, because the official servers are so bad. So yeah, make sure you definitely check out those other servers than the official servers, because they are kind of broken at the moment. Honestly, it has been your boy Sketch. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll say it again, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you're new to my thing, don't forget to ring my goddamn ding. It has been a wonderful time chilling with you guys. Now, this is actually one of my first kind of tips videos, maybe my second or third, but I'll be doing more in the future, and obviously I'm going to be playing a lot of Dayz, so let me know if you want me to stream it or whatever in the comments down below. And yeah, so I'll definitely be doing more videos like this, or maybe diving deep into the game and actual do more details of what different tips can help you where and when and all that good stuff, because obviously this was just like the basic setup tips that you need to do, just like the general washing hands, fixing shoes, all the clothing, all the locations, all stuff like that. So yeah, alright, it's been your boy Sketch. It's been a wonderful time chilling with you guys, and I guess I'll see you in the next video and the next stream. Peace.